Hey guys, week 21. Bear with me. There's only three releases getting reviewed, but there's 5 or 6 titles in that. I'm kind of counting as 6. One's a short. There's a huge update because it's a Cinema Wasteland update. I got some other stuff. I'm just going to throw it all together so you can determine what's from Wasteland or not. I'll probably say I picked it up at Wasteland. At the very end of the video, there'll be some Wasteland footage. Not the same camera. I used, I think, my iPod for it. The footage is shaky, as always, if you guys ever watch my Wasteland stuff, but that'll be included at the end. It's about 22 minutes, so this is going to be a long video as it is. There's actually not very many reviews, so I'll hop into those. Like I said, 3 releases. So let's start up right away, guys. The first one I'll be reviewing is the Arrow edition of Children of the Corn. Yeah, Children of the Corn's one of those odd titles that as a kid I really enjoyed it. I always watched at least the first 3, maybe 4 Children of the Corn movies. And as I grew to be in my teenage years or younger, even probably a few years ago, I was like, man, I don't remember. Children of the Corn, I rewatched. I didn't like it. It's not as good. And rewatching it on Arrow, it looked really clean. And I kind of a more adult now. I appreciate it. It is kind of a B movie for sure, but I appreciate it a lot more. And maybe it's the fall weather kind of coming in and seeing those crops, the corn crops. That always reminds me of fall. This movie always reminds me of fall. And I kind of had a soft spot for it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Linda Hamilton's in it and Peter Horton. They're a married couple that kind of get stranded in this strange town where these all the children have taken over by killing the adults, and they listen to the one who walks behind the rose, which is some sort of weird religious creature demon thing. You don't really get to see it, but they kind of hint at it. What's really cool about this one actually is that the isolation of the corn, of course, and the score. I never realized how cool the score was. It's synthy, but it also has these like orchestra moments that have come in creepy, demonic, and religious stuff. R.G. Armstrong makes an appearance in it, although it's a small role. It's a good role. He always does a good job, and I enjoyed seeing him in this, to be honest. Linda Hamilton's great. The lead actor I'm not too familiar with. I don't remember seeing him, but some of the kids are also familiar faces. John Philbin, who would do Return of the Living Dead and Tombstone. New Kids, which I recently reviewed. Courtney Gaines, who would go on to be in The Burbs, and the leader, Isaac. Isaac's super creepy in this one. He's actually a grown man at 23. He had this strange degenerative disease where he looks younger than he is, and it works really perfect with the movie. If anybody's seen this one, they'll remember definitely the opening in the coffee shop where the adults are poisoned. That scene is still really strong and really effective. The movie's not really gory, which they set up suspenseful moments and do the killings there, which is somewhat, I think that a couple of the kills should have probably been on screen, especially not spoiling too much, but the mechanic, I thought that was kind of strange the way they did it. And you realize in the special features a lot of them were reshoots with the kids in the back and inserts and stuff like that. But it is a low budget movie, and for what they have here, they did a fairly good job. The music's decent, the acting's solid, the isolation of the town is cool. I believe Stephen King was originally inspired to write the short story Children of the Corn, which is pretty different from this one. The married couple in this one are very angry at each other in the short story. I remember reading that. It was inspired to write that story because there was a Spanish movie called Who Could Kill a Child, which is actually a really excellent slow burn horror movie. This one's slow burn, but more shellacky than that. I do think it's worth watching. I do think that the franchise 2 and 3 are also really fun and really goofy compared to this one even. They get over the top. The disc is loaded. It has the old features ported over, the old commentary, a new commentary with fans. It has a really cool documentary where the super fan of the movie goes around and he interviews all the townspeople there because this is a big deal for them. They filmed this in Nebraska. And it shows how nice the townsfolk were, and they talk about how they remember, talk about deleted scenes in the movie of the cop being deleted, this cop who was murdered in the movie I didn't know anything about. So I learned a lot. There's an interview with the writer on here, which talks about the movie. Tons of people. Linda Hamilton has an interview. And there's also the short Disciple of the Crows, which was made a year before Children of the Corn, which I think is awesome because I never got a chance to see that one. This one's low budget and gritty and more true to the story, and I enjoyed this one, actually. I felt it worked. Although it is low budget and cheesy, it works almost just as well as Children of the Corn. I kind of like that. Maybe it was shot on 16 millimeter. It looks pretty cheap, but a great release. Looks great. This is much more than I'm not saying Children of the Corn's a bad movie, but it's much more than Children of the Corn deserves. It has loaded with features. I was amazed to see. It took me a couple days to watch everything. There's tons and tons of interviews. There's they go back to Gatlin and they look around and compare the locations. It's everything you could actually ever want in Children of the Corn on here. Almost everybody from the old features to the new features, everybody ends up being included in. in here. John Philbin and another of the kids is interviewed in 50 minutes. It's really long. It's almost too extensive for its own good, which is what you want in one of your if you love Children of the Corn, you'll definitely want to see it. Looks good, sounds good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a good revisit. I would give it, it's definitely solid horror movie that I loved, then thought was okay, and then I come back to liking it. So check out the Air release. I think it's the best the movie's ever gonna look, and it gets more than it deserves, to be honest, I think, which is probably the best thing you can say about a company.
What's going on? I should make my weapon. Oh, my God! I'm so sorry.
Vicky, come on.
And here's another example of these kids playing and dressing up out of time. I mean, they're clearly set in the 80s, taking place in the 80s, but even when they're pretending and playing house, they're still dressing very much like they're from the 20s, 30s.
How old were you, Courtney, when this was?
Right out of high school, 18 years old. Looking like I'm 15, right?
Yeah.
It is. Where's the glint? Yeah.
We had maybe 8 weeks of pre-production and then took off. We're in Iowa for about a week before we began shooting, and then let's just go. Bing, boom, bang, boom.
This is where Bert and Vicky came looking for help. And this is where the Hanson Cafe massacre happened at the beginning of the film.
Why do you have to be so stubborn? You know there's something wrong here. Why can't you just admit it?
What are you, crazy? What do you think you're doing?
My passage. It's my birthday.
You got a pretty sick way of celebrating it, pal.
Won't wait much longer. Night is coming. Night is his time. Outlander! Come on! Come on! Come on, Outlander!
The next one here is The Shooting and Ride the Whirlwind. 2 movies by Criterion by Monty Hellman. Believe it or not, I know who Monty Hellman is. I know his movies, Cockfighter and Two-Lane Blacktop and even Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, but I'm not really familiar with his filmography. I know who he is. I know what he's done, but I haven't really watched much. So I popped these 2 in. They're 2 mid-60s movies, I believe 65 and 66. They're both Westerns. They're both produced by Roger Corman. They both have Jack Nicholson in them. And Millie Perkins and some other familiar faces. The first one has Warren Oates as well, which I love. The Shooting, this is what this one's called. Essentially what happens here is there's these couple, guys out in the, kind of isolated, of course it's the West, and Millie Perkins approaches them. One of their friends had been murdered previously, and Warren Oates' brother he's on the run for something. Millie Perkins approaches them. She's very mysterious, kind of very demanding, very mischievous and manipulative for sure, especially on the younger man. He kind of has a thing for her. She progresses them to go follow this trail to take her somewhere, and pretty soon they learn that she's leading them somewhere. And you learn what's going on in this movie, and they don't even really say it. It just happens. They never come out and say what's happening, but you know what's happening. You have a vague idea, which makes it build up quite well. Jack Nicholson comes in here, and he's a gunfighter, and he's really big piece of crap. He's not completely Jack Nicholson yet. He doesn't have that, man, yeah, that kind of thing going on, but it's Jack Nicholson, and you could tell he's going to be a star. He's really sleazy. I loved Warren Oates in this movie because Warren Oates, he's masculine and he's a man, but you could tell he has a lot of good emotions in here. There's a scene where the younger guy asks, because one of their horses got rode somewhere and it was kind of beat up and they're just going to put it down, and he says they're going to be coming back this way. He says, man, can I borrow $50? He's like, well, for. And Warren Oates asks him what for, and he says, well, can I eat when we sit and I'll come back and pick it up? And his face on there says, it's a waste of money, but his face shows compassion, and he's really good at that, just subtle compassion. He ends up giving him the money. The scenes like that are really great, and the ending is pretty cool as well. It's kind of unique. Millie Perkins is really great in this movie. You guys horror fans will recognize Millie Perkins from The Witch Who Came from the Sea, which is a video nasty movie, which is a really good character study, psychodrama, good stuff. But the shooting I was impressed with. Minimal blood, minimal stuff going on. These are like those Western movies that know the tropes and they kind of turn them on their head. But Warren Oates is spectacular in it. There's some comedy in here as well, but it's one of those movies that kind of reminded me, the end reminded me a little bit of The Hunting Party with Gene Hackman and Oliver Reed. Recommended that one. Ride the Whirlwind. This one's a bit different. Cameron Mitchell's in it, Millie Perkins is in it, and Harry Dean Stanton. No Warren Oates this time. This one we have these three kind of ranch hands or whatever they are kind of traveling through, and they end up getting mixed in with this posse. They stop at the same place. The posse is ran by Harry Dean Stanton and about 4 other guys, and they kind of get caught up, and they just stop there and eat, and a hunting party's coming out, and they want to capture the posse. They mistake Jack Nicholson and Cameron Mitchell and the other guy for part of the posse, and they open fire. And it's basically these guys trying to escape while the posse's getting hunted, and they run into this farm with Millie Perkins there. Millie Perkins plays a completely different role. She plays somebody who's definitely more meek and weak compared to what she was in the last movie. It's just cool to see her do these 2 different roles. Jack Nicholson in this one's more human as well, and Cameron Mitchell's really great in here. He has a great scene where he's on his last leg, and it's a brilliant gunfight. Not necessarily brilliant, like spectacular. These movies are fairly more realistic than a lot of other stuff. Harry Dean Stanton has an eye patch here, and he does a pretty good job just being, Harry Dean Stanton, I think. This one is a little bit more, I don't want to say dark. I think the other one's more bleak. I prefer the other one, I think, because it's more personal. But this one is just a really good story about mistaken identity in a Western. We're checking out. The features on the disc are really cool because Monty Hellman basically interviews everybody on here. He goes back and anybody who's involved is there who's still alive. Warren Oates is passed. Jack Nicholson's not in there, but he interviews Millie Perkins dead on, and it's really great. Some of the other cast, anybody involved. There's a bunch of interviews in here. I really enjoyed a lot of them. And it's cool to see that Monty Hellman gets to do it because he knows the movie in and out, and he knows these people, and it's kind of seeing all these people reunite and meet again, and it's a really great feature. And there's also commentaries. I did not get a chance to listen to the commentaries, but that's Ride the Whirlwind, some mid-60s westerns by Monty Hellman, produced by Roger Corman. Roger Corman's on the disc as well. They look good, and they sound good.
What are you working on him for?
He's easier than you.
You don't see what I see.
Maybe he's the more useful to me.
You don't like her much, well, do you? Well, you just try and forget about her, Coley.
Three men coming this way.
3? What are they, Hank? Is that all you've seen?
Well, 3 is all I've seen. I don't figure they're no posse.
Boys, I want you to meet Otis, Vern, and West. These men's gonna bed down for the night.
Maybe you want to try and bring them in. Oh, West? Maybe you do, Vern. They know we ain't no cowhounds. I'd have picked them off original.
They don't want no trouble. Going to Waco's all they are. You'd think them fools would have been on.
They track us here, we ain't got a chance.
It's gonna be a long enough day as is without you going on.
Maybe we ought to take the horses now.
Them vigilantes is spread all over this country.
Well, if they didn't come out between here and the Narrows, then they're either not coming out or got over.
What do you want with us? Nothing. Just don't want no trouble.
Listen, mister, we didn't do nothing. I'm going out and look at the horses.
I understand how you feel. I don't blame you. We ain't outlaws. We ain't. We just sit tight a couple of hours, and then we'll be gone. Don't make no trouble. Is what's best for all of us.
They're gonna hang us. You think that's right?
You oughtn't to steal our stock.
That ain't my problem. Tell them vigilantes they're the ones.
It's the wrong thing to do.
What's right? Hang? Tell me.
The next one here is a double feature from Shout Factory. This is Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and Race with the Devil. Let me get into Race with the Devil. I had not seen this one. It had been on my radar for a long time. It has Warren Oates in it and Peter Fonda, who were real-life good friends. They actually used to live at a house with, they used to live in the same area along with Sam Peckinpah and some other people, kind of a isolated neighborhood. This one follows the story of Warren Oates and Peter Fonda and their significant other wives. They buy this big RV and they want to go on this trip. Warren Oates is really gung-ho about it. They end up going into this isolated area and they witness this satanic ritual killing. So pretty much then on, they go to the police, they explain what's going on, and nothing seems right. R.G. Armstrong is the sheriff in this one. Bring back R.G. Armstrong from Children of the Corn. He's in this one as well. He's really great in this one, really kind of creepy, but also charming at the same time. They soon realize something's not right. They're not handling this case exactly correctly. And Warren Oates and Peter Fonda start arguing. Peter Fonda's the more paranoid of the two. And as it progresses, wherever they go cross country, strange things start to happen to them. There's an amazing scene involving somebody's pet, which was absolutely heartbreaking. And there's some really great scenes of action on the road, chase scenes here and there, where they're using this RV, kind of a siege movie against the RV on the road, which is really cool stuff. I enjoyed it. The ending here is batshit. Unfortunately, the last 10 minutes of this movie seem to come out of nowhere. They're kind of abrupt, but it equals a really lovely, great shot, so I'll give it up for that. I would recommend this one. It's a really cool movie with really well-acted moments and really good action scenes that has a crazy ending and a crazy plot, and although, like I said, the ending is kind of forced, it's well worth your time. Some great dramatic moments, too. Really, really had fun with it. The other one, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, has Peter Fonda and Susan George. Susan George was in, you guys know Peter Fonda's in a bunch of stuff, but has Susan George in it from Straw Dogs. She plays Dustin Hoffman's wife. It's great to see her in another movie. Mary in this movie is a great role. She's dumb, she's a liar, but she's manipulative, but she's also funny, and she's a lot more clever than people would give her credit for. Essentially, this movie follows the story of Peter Fonda and his partner. He's a race car driver and his mechanic. They steal money from Roddy McDowell's store, and they're on the run the whole movie. Vic Morrow, who is chasing them, he's the sheriff. He's got a vendetta against them. He wants to catch him, and it's a cross-country movie, road movie, with Peter Fonda and Susan George getting on each other's nerves, bickering back and forth and playing tricks on each other. Peter Fonda's not a very likable guy in this movie. He's kind of a dickhead, but that's what he's kind of doing here. Vic Morrow, surprisingly, in the whole movie, this is kind of I guess, ironic twist of fate, is that he's in the movie and a lot of time he's in a helicopter. If anybody knows what happened to poor Vic Morrow, R.I.P., he died in a helicopter accident on the Twilight Zone movie. So it's kind of strange to see him flying around a helicopter the entire movie. He's kind of fun in this. He's like this he's a cop, but he's anti-cop at the same time. He doesn't want to wear a badge. He doesn't want to carry a gun. He doesn't follow any of the damn rules. The ending of this movie is the one thing I will speak about most without spoiling it. It comes out of nowhere as well. Kind of like Race with the Devil, it's kind of super abrupt. This one fits, I think, in the way that it's a 70s movie, but the tone of this movie is almost comedic and action and silly at times, and not much happens, but in terms of violence. But that ending is so crazy. I think that's the point. If this violent stuff would have happened earlier, the ending wouldn't necessarily worked. There's features on here I didn't get the chance to check out. These are both first-time viewings for me. I really enjoyed Race with the Devil a little bit more, but Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry is entertaining. A lot of great great car chases here. Cop cars flipping into rivers, flipping over and stuff, and there's some nice locations as well. I would check out Race with the Devil, especially for more horror fans. It's more oriented to the cult and the satanic stuff, and there's nudity in the movie, although it is blurred out and it's PG. The movie probably wouldn't get a PG now. But those are both well worth checking out. They look damn good. There's no subtitles, unfortunately, but they look really good.
Two men on a dream vacation.
What the hell are they doing?
I sure think they killed her. Back! Frank, they've seen us. And get trapped in an unbelievable nightmare.
Turn off the light! Why? What's wrong? What are you guys up to? What?
20th Century Fox presents Race the Devil.
We saw somebody murdered.
What?
Some sort of ritual across the river. A girl got stabbed. They're chasing us.
Starring Peter Fonda and Warren Oates. There was nowhere they could hide.
Alice, look what was stuck to the back window. It's some kind of message. Witchcraft.
Witches?
There was no one they could trust.
I killed my dog.
Well, did anybody hear anything? Didn't anybody see anything?
Go on with your trip. Have a good time. Leave this up to me.
There was nothing they could do.
They followed us all the way from Bandera. He's here right now watching us.
But run. And fight.
Shoot him, Frank!
And race with the devil.
There's somebody on top!
Frank has got to leave!
We gotta stay in here! Don't go up!
Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, Loretta Swit, Lara Parker. Race with the devil. When you race with the devil, you'd better be faster than hell.
Dirty Mary, crazy Larry, you gotta keep on moving, no time to tarry.
Peter Fonda and Susan George are Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry. There's nothing they won't try.
Larry can drive most anything with a motor gun and shine. With the way he moves his old machine, it drives old Mary wild. Larry's what you call your crazy man, and no chance he won't take. As for Dirty Mary, ain't no kind of loving she won't make. Dirty Mary, crazy Larry, right on.
Everything under control?
Yeah, merchandise on time.
It's been delivered and it's just waiting.
George, he says he'll kill us if you don't give him the money.
Robbery's a dangerous business.
But anytime you want out, you just holler.
Hold on, baby.
Law's gonna get you if you don't look out. At least they're gonna try.
Hey, hold it!
Coming at you down every road, coming at you in the sky.
That plan is mine.
I want him stopped. Stop how? Crash right into him.
You better run now, you better move. In fact, you better fly. Nobody gets away from spitting, smacking law and order's eye. Dirty Mary, crazy Larry, right on.
Gonna eat your lunch, you long-haired. You remember Robert Mitchum in Thunder Road? I'm gonna powder his face.
Dirty Mary.
I think someone's knocking on the door.
Crazy Larry.
He wants to play.
You gotta keep on moving. No time to tarry.
Peter Fonda, Susan George, Adam Rourke, Vic Morrow, Roddy McDowell, Dirty Mary, and Crazy Larry. They don't call them that for nothing.
Those are the movies I had to review. The shout out I want to do today is a little bit different. I want to do a shout out to a company. I'm going to do a shout out to Vinegar Syndrome. If you guys know who Vinegar Syndrome is, they're one of the premier niche or cult labels out there. They release a lot of cool stuff, and they always have this Black Friday sale. It's coming up soon. There's going to be some limited titles that should be cool as well, and you can pick up Liquid Sky. So yeah, they recently announced that they're releasing Demon Wind on Blu-ray, which is amazing. So I'm really excited to check out what they have in the future. They always do top-notch job with a lot of decent features, and they always do really cool stuff. So I really recommend checking them out. They do classic slashers like Madman or Night. They didn't do that one, but Madman and stuff like that. Graduation Day. They do porno films. They do exploitation films like Sweet Sugar. So recommend to check them out. Their website link will be below. See what they got. There's also a sale at Family Video. I don't know if it will still be going on this Saturday, but there's some good prices on stuff. Psychos in Love recently got released. Love that one. All right, let's hop into the contest. What do we got for you to win these two, Extreme Prejudice and Fender Bender? What do we got? Who's going to win? I had one. That should have been it, but I dropped it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. We got Mr. Tony of the Dead. Congrats, buddy. If you can read that. So cool beans. Send me your information and I'll send it out ASAP. To win this one, the Necrophagia Through the Eyes of the Dead from Massacre Video. This is kind of a series of music videos by that band, directed a lot by Jim Van Bever. They're really cool music videos. It's not typically my type of music, but I enjoy seeing the music videos, especially when they're shot on film, and especially by Jim Van Bever. He's a great director, did Deadbeat at Dawn and My Sweet Satan, among other things. But yeah, Necrophagia Through the Eyes of the Dead. Still sealed. All you have to do is like the Screaming Toilet Facebook page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mrparka, and leave a comment on the Screaming Toilet website under this link. You'll see it. There'll be links everywhere in the description box, so don't worry about missing it. Don't send it to their message. Don't leave it on YouTube. Don't send me a private message. It's got to be there or I might not see it. I guess let's get into the Q&A. Not very many questions this time. Christopher Dallier, what is the best thing you ever won in a contest? I don't know what I exactly won in contests. I think I won DVDs here and there, but the best thing I ever won, I guess I paid for it, but it was only 1 in like 10 got it. I got the Zardos kind of statue from the last House on Dead End Street VHS from Toe Tag, which I thought was cool. Matthew Bushwell, what is your favorite Tremors movie? Tremors 1, vastly superior to the other ones. Tremors 2 is okay. Nah, didn't really care for Tremors 3, and Tremors 5 is alright as well. Chris Neal, Psychos in Love. Does it almost feel like Bloodletting? Yes, I have seen Bloodletting. It feels, I guess, just by premise alone, I don't think it really feels much like Bloodletting. Also, I want to address the Spookies. He's asking about the Spookies. I updated the link. It takes you to the website. You'll still probably have to send him a message on Facebook to try to get the Spookies at Eyesore Cinema. It is a local shop in Canada, so I don't know if they're sold out, but I would send them a message and see if they'll deal with you. That's my understanding where the DVDs are originally coming from. Okay, Nick Mua. Also, you obviously have horror films. I'd like to hear your thoughts on recent horror boom on TV. Do you watch any of the horror shows? Any favorites? I don't really get into TV. It's not really my thing. But one show I did watch, which was kind of surprising for me, was iZombie. I really enjoyed iZombie. It was cute. It was clever. Had some moments, some complicated plots, some good action in it, surprisingly. And the concept was great. I know it's based off a comic book. Not to be confused with the Fangoria movie iZombie. But yeah, I enjoyed that one. I never watched like... It's True Detective Season 1 counts. That has horror elements. I enjoyed that one. But a lot of the stuff I just never got into. It's just not my thing. American Horror Story. I hear people talk about Bates Motel, Dexter, Hannibal. I just never got into them. I'd see bits and pieces and it never caught my attention. And also, you know, when there's 6 seasons in, you kind of are like, I'm way too far behind to start this. Dominic Rocco. By the way, did you ever see the movie Future Kill? I did see Future Kill. It's been years, and I remember kind of being iffy on it. It was a Subversive Cinema DVD release. I don't remember it very well. I just remember being like, eh. Mr. Tony the Dead, what question for you is, what is your favorite horror movie that is banned on purpose? Sorry about this. I gotta blow my nose here. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, I guess I didn't. Sorry about that. But Mr. Tony the Dead, what is your favorite horror movie that's banned on purpose? I don't really like movies that are banned on purpose. There's so many movies that are banned on accident. Like low-budget movies, they set out to be bad. It's like, even if your movie is low-budget, like it's going to be bad on a lot of aspects. So, and they'll have charm to it, even if you're trying to do stuff out of your means. You shouldn't try to be bad. It's going to be bad anyways if it's low budget. I don't want to say that. And I love low-budget movies. So if those like technical aspects I can forgive. A lot of stuff I can forgive. And I love seeing the charm in it. But I guess Trauma, sometimes they're older movies. They would be stupid on purpose. I like stupid on purpose. I don't like bad on purpose. Like the Sharknado and that kind of stuff. I can't even watch that. No interest at all. Let's get into the update. It's a huge one. So I guess I'll start with the Blu-Rays. Picked this up at Wasteland. Rawhead Rex. Yeah. The guy who did Transmutations and Little Devils. I hadn't seen this in years. It's by Clive Barker's story. Infamously, Clive Barker hated that movie so much, he said, I'm directing Hellraiser. We have Kill Baby Kill by Mario Bava. Also a Wasteland pickup. We have Stone Cold Dead, Wasteland pickup from Kino. All these are from Kino so far. We have Original Gangsters by Larry Cohen. I picked this, came in the mail. I did not get this at Wasteland. And The Long Riders. I don't think I showed this. If I did, let me know. But it was kind of moved somewhere I mistakenly didn't know. This is a Walter Hill movie. Great Western. Brothers playing the James Younger gang, the Frank and Jesse James gang. It's pretty cool stuff. We have Devil's Honey from Severin. This is a Lucio Fulci movie. I picked this up. Have not had a chance to watch it. The Otherworld from Severin. This is a Richard Stanley documentary. Richard Stanley's pretty crazy, so I'm interested. I realized I didn't have this. I was holding off on a big deluxe American set that had the uncut director's cut of Part 2 in there. I think Part 2 is messed up somewhere on Blu-ray. But I love Toxic Avenger. Had to have it on Blu-ray. I realized I'll just pick up number 4 and call it a day. Dark Age. Picked this up at Cinema Wasteland as well. This is Australian, I think, Crocodile? Or is it Killer Crocodile movie? We have The Oily Maniac. I don't know. This is a Shaw Brothers movie. I picked it up at Wasteland. It looks really fun. Wondered if I should do a triple feature with The Incredible Melting Man and The Greasy Strangler and Oily Maniac. Come on, can't lose. I picked up the Fangboner Blu-ray. This is from my friend Nathan Rumbler, who directed Gay for Prey. That's, I guess, an extended director's cut. This came in the mail. This is 967 Evil. Also included as the director's cut, directed by Robert Englund. Haven't seen it in a long time. Has Stephen Jeffries in it from Fright Night fame. The Xtro. Picked this up at Wasteland at the Diabolic table. Yes, this is 5 disc of Xtro, the Mutilator. I kind of sort of had to have it. And then we have this was at Wasteland. Somebody had it at their table. It was the Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I grabbed it for $10. I love 1. 1's a classic. Didn't have it. Escape from L.A. came in the mail. John Carpenter. Haven't seen that in years. What else do we got? We picked these up at Wasteland. Corrupt with Harvey Keitel and Johnny Rotten from Code Red. Ghostkeeper, Wasteland pickup from Code Red. The Dark, Wasteland pickup, Code Red. Kingdom of the Spiders, Wasteland pickup. William Shatner, Fighting Spiders from Code Red. Blastfighter, Lamberto Bava movie, Code Red. George Eastman, I believe, is in this one too. Wasteland pickup. Not a huge fan of the movie, but I got a deal on it. Soul Survivor, Wasteland pickup, Code Red. What else do we got? Arrow, Black Mama, White Mama. This is also a Wasteland pickup. Got a deal on this. This is still sealed, but you know the case is a little beat up. It's a Donnie Darko pack. And we got Ludwig from Arrow Academy. We got Black Society Trilogy from Arrow as well, Blu-ray set. Then we got some stuff that came in the mail. We got Bad Timing, which is Nicholas Roeg movie. He did Don't Look Now. The Hired Hand, which bugs me because I guess I didn't notice this. Do you guys ever get this? These like Arrow cases. This is The Hired Hand, Warren Oates and Peter Fonda. Look at that. I don't know if you noticed that. Brand new sealed, came from Amazon UK, but there's like a small little puncture in the case, almost a tiny hole, and it just bothers me. Like, do I resend it or do I just eat it? Because I know the Arrow cases sometimes, like I've ordered stuff and from UK and it just takes damage, and it's like even if I send it out again, it'll probably take even more damage. But then we have Harold and Maude and Eureka. I think this is a Nicholas Roeg as well with Gene Hackman. And then a friend hooked me up with these. These are long out of print. Very good friend of mine hooked me up with these. The Peakorama, The Young Like It Hot, and Sweet Young Foxes from Vinegar Syndrome. Really cool. And then The Executioner Part 2, along with Frozen Scream, which is really cool. And then we have some Vinegar Syndrome I picked up. What is this one? Good Luck, Miss Wojciech, or Wojcioff? I'm sorry. Is it Witchoff? I'm not sure. Wojcioff? I'd have to hear that one out loud. Sorry, guys. Nurse Sherry. Right when I hear it, I'll be like, you moron, you knew what it was. That's how it goes. Matinee Idol. Fanny Hill. I actually completed my Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray collection. Sex World. A Touch of Genie. My Chauffeur. Scoundrels. This isn't Vinegar Syndrome, but this is kind of a strange looking porno movie. And I got this big mother effer the Herschel Gordon Lewis box set with like 18 discs. It's like, I believe it's all his a lot of his early movies on here. Yeah, on DVD and Blu-ray. Had to have it. I got a deal on it, so yeah, it's heavy as hell. I got some other stuff to show you. Unfortunately, this got ripped, but this is from the Massacre video table. This is pretty cool. Mr. No Legs, which will be coming out. Richard Jekyll's in it, which is really, really cool. And John Agar. I got some cool little things like this, air fresheners. And that's all I have to show you. There's this nice little folder. Oh, duh. I got to show you the DVDs. I almost left the DVDs. Intrusion from Vinegar Syndrome. Tantrum 2, which I cannot wait to watch, by James Bell. Picorama. Baby Rosemary and Hot Lunch. Gay for Prey, which is finally available. All the special editions are sold out. This is a special edition release of it. And Suffer Little Children from Intervision, a.k.a. Severin. You know what? Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know. Remember that at the end of this video, there will be a Wasteland video footage at the end, 22 minutes of nonsense. Next week, we'll have me and Keith Foyt Jr. basically gush about Natural Born Killers. And the week after that, there'll be an interview with Joe Rubin from Vinegar Syndrome. So I packed up at the stuff at Wasteland, a lot of stuff for future episodes. Let me know if that kind of stuff bothers you, like a little pinhole in your case right when you get it in the cover art in the back where you can't even see it, but you know it's there. It just bothers me. And scuff up case on the even on the plastic on the outside. Sometimes it bothers me. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it for myself. Let me know if that kind of stuff bothers you. Also, don't be worried about the shaky footage. I'm sorry. It's the best I could do. I'm obnoxious in it like always, and hope you guys enjoy yourself. Have a good one. Kate, who's watching the toe tag table if you're shopping for stuff?
No one. Well, right, and that's what I want.
You gotta bring a bankroll. This way.
I know. Every time I'd walk in there, I don't just love when Simon. I mean, you talk and cry with your brother.
I didn't see the snake
Mrparka. So he goes and tracks down these two filmmakers. They haven't said a word to each other since these two movies come out. And he helps them get together so he can do a documentary about these filmmakers deciding they're going to do another movie finally 25 years later. It's pretty interesting. It is. It's really cool. And at one point,
why we don't. Well, we have the crazy collector edition. Do you want to see it?
I'll take a look at it. I mean, I think you just ruined this game because this ruined me for like a week.
And she got one sheet for children.
Just want to get this. I don't care about you. You're not in the shot.
It's foam boarded.
Huh?
It's foam boarded.
Yeah, I never seen foam board before.
I like this.
Classy.
The two people you expect to see that now are Dave Parka and Japanese tourists. Those are my favorite.
I bought this for $1 and I was embarrassed to use it.
An old Japanese
but it was $1.
I'm like,
I don't give a shit. I've looked at. Comes the guy in short shorts.
My shorts are great and I have nice legs. But anyway, we like just kind of never go.
This is weird. This is new.
okay. I'm alright with it. It's weird.
It's my phone.
Take it easy. Really? Out of here.
Oh, hey,
I don't hate it.
I mean, it's like weird, but it's like kind of primitive, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, what the heck? I'll think it right now. I'll have to say one thing. 68.
Howdy.
Yeah,
Means nothing bad.
That is true.
Sorry.
I'll try and get you a copy of Lost Souls DVD. I probably have it back. In terms of like effects and
just everything madness. It's
You see it once and it's like, okay, but I don't know if I can see it.
Limited edition stuff. Like 10,000 or something.
Sorry, my bad. There we go. This is Nathan Rumler. He directs movies. He directed this. And this. This is James Bell. He also directs movies. He directed these. This is a porno thing.
Duh. It's like the easiest joke to ever get.
Is he Russian?
Ask Dave.
I don't know. I never heard of the guy.
Bullshit.
Never heard of him. I only know about Walter Cronkite. That's all I know.
Walter Cronkite went to Dave's high school to a speech.
Yeah, and I went up to him and I was like, I'm a big fan. And he was like, no, you're not. And I was like, I just wanted an autograph. I tried to tell him I knew him earlier. I was like, biggest asshole ever. He's like, no, you don't. I was like, nah, I never met him.
Dave, nobody wants to watch this.
No, they don't. Because they're wondering who that fucking gorilla is on the bed. Man, America's so nice, they let gorillas on beds.
I can't see that well.
I think gorillas only see in black and white.
And red. You're dying, Cage, that's why. How's that coffee?
I don't want to do that.
Is it a Sailor Moon cup, so it tastes like all the planets?
Say that you love roach in Japanese.
Roach ga ice stereo.
Say that you love Satan in Japanese.
Satan ga ice stereo.
Say, no, I love my mom.
Yeah, Boko Baba wa ice.
I don't know if anybody's going to get that joke.
I love the Japanese. I love it.
Only because you said a movie line that you like in Japanese, you automatically love the whole culture. That's how easy it is to win you over.
Yeah.
It's actually probably the nicest weekend we've ever had in Cinema Wasteland history.
Hasn't rained yet.
No
I
rain.
like it colder.
It rained crazy yesterday. It did rain a little.
We didn't ask for the fucking weather, Bill 9. I'm just kidding. Who?
Chief meteorologist.
Chief meteorologist?
No, Jeremy, I'm not going to hound you all night about Japanese, but we need to hear like a very long sentence. Say, my name is Roach. I really like to eat cheese fries, and I also enjoy my cat.
Man, I can't even.
My name is Roach. I really like to eat
Boku
cheese
no
fries.
namae wa Roach desu yo. And then.
I really like cheese fries.
Cheesy fry ga suki da yo.
Say cheesy fries again.
Cheesy fry.
And I also love my cat. But say it all as one, like if you get it right.
Yeah, right, okay. Boku no namae wa Roach desu. それから僕はチーズフライが大好きだよ。とっても僕の猫、oh, you're a female. 私の猫が好き。
Some Japanese guys like, these are the best donuts Strongsville has to offer.
Dude,
even though...
Oh, you're a girl.
They met Phil. They've met Phil. You remember Phil?
Yeah. Phil was the guy with the mustache. You know he passed away, right?
Yeah.
And That's when I first found out you knew Japanese, and you were saying it, and he was playing a little.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? What were you playing?
A little flute, like a
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
That's enough of this.
It's my party.
Oh, dude, I was about.
That's Yep. I'll have to cut that out. Edit. No. Cage trying to be funny.
Dave hates it.
I don't hate it. It's not funny. It's funny. You know what the most annoying thing is? When somebody tells you, they're like, oh, that was kind of funny. Here's what you do next time. It's like, I didn't ask for your fucking instructions on how to be funny, dickhead.
What do you want? Make a pie. Right?
It's Halloween almost.
No, it's way too early to buy your pumpkins.
It's not too early to celebrate.
Celebrate. It's easier to film this way. It costs $1.
From Ollie's, huh?
It was at no, it was at it might have been at Big Lots. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. I guess I'll buy 2.
I got mine from Ollie's.
I actually bought it. You bought one of these too?
Yeah.
I bought it for this little attachment because it attaches onto my tripod to hold like phones and shit.
You could use it as a game piece.
Dollar Tree. Oh.
What?
That plastic part.
A game piece? Like
That's what Steve would say.
It makes absolutely no sense.
No, he will find Legos. He's like, I can use this as a game piece.
All right, here we are, guys. Republic trash. Hang out by the dumpster, wait for everybody to get here.
God, just throw me in the trash.
Fill me full of cream, right?
You know, I bet there's still pizza in some of those boxes.
Could be. Oh, could be cool. Oh boy.
We already had one eclipse this year.
This is Rob and His Head by James Bell.
Arr.
What's up? But the thing of it is, I haven't had anything all weekend.
What else covers?
I don't know.
You think look pretty cool here?
What? No, I don't.
What the hell is this? Soul Stealer?
Just a Michigan movie.
It looks very local.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
This guy used to drop those off at videos. This is a good one.
This one?
It doesn't
Be
matter.
careful, the tapes and things gonna fall out.
Is that your first? Donnie?
It's not a good one.
Joe Christ.
Will you do it for me?
What's this one? Do you have a... I know this is kind of weird request. Do you have a DVD copy of Dead Meat? Dead Meat.
What?
Dead Meat.
Dead Meat.
It was released on DVD overseas at one point.
No, Dead Meat. No.
This looks awesome.
Oh, it burns more.
No, it's not.
It's not? Is it the guys who did Back in Hell? It looks like that, similar to that.
It's Polonia's, like feeders and.
It's who you said Polonia Brothers?
Yeah. They're funny. This is like a B-level Polonia film, which I guess it's kind of a weird statement to make.
Is that Salt Lake City label? Did they put out some of the Todd Sheets stuff too?
Yeah.
Selfie stick?
Yeah, but I am using it to film stuff easier.
What do you call it?
Everybody's shaming me and using this motherfucker. They should though, but I don't really have much.
Rightfully so.
You've never seen one in person?
I never had it until I bought one. You guys make me feel bad if I had a soul.
Did you film Coffin Joe yet?
No, but he kept I filmed it one time and he's like, you gotta get to me next time, so I'm gonna have to film it.
He's got the nails on it too.
It looks pretty cool. He takes himself seriously in those things.
Oh yeah.
Did you when are these coming out?
When they're done.
So when are they gonna be done? Never?
Someday. Fiend's almost done, Enter the Devil's almost done. Nightmare's getting there.
Which
No Legs is almost done.
Which ones are we looking at for Blu-Rays?
All of them.
Really? Very cool. Devil is horribly disgusting. Is it Indonesian or Hong Kong? I can't remember. Hong Kong?
They're shipping the negatives over next week.
You haven't seen them yet?
I've seen pictures of them. They're in bad condition.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna fall apart when you scan?
No, they're not gonna be. It doesn't have like a splice issue or like a brittle issue. It more has a mold issue. It's gonna be like.
That's true. Because he digs it, man.
I dig it. Coffin Joe.
That's a cool costume. I've never actually seen
That's
a
like
costume.
one of the only good cosplays.
Yeah, because nobody ever fucking does it. That's why. It's like if I see like a fucking Pennywise or a Joker, you're like, come on, bro.
You know the House on Straw Hill 7 release?
Yeah, the one with You That Care.
What one?
You That Care's in it. It's a video nasty.
Oh yeah, the one. But you know how the print looks like, kind of does that.
Pretty rough, yeah.
That's what Devil's gonna look like.
That'll look cool.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be, unfortunately. But that's what's left. So.
What's Enter the Devil?
The 1975 Texas movie.
I don't know that one.
It's basically a bunch of Texans like running around intercut with satanic children and stuff.
Is it kind of like those two that Intervision released? That were the Death by Love? Death by Love was awesome.
That's like an actual like it was. I mean, it's low budget, but it was shot on film.
Nightmare's awesome.
Yeah.
I never saw Mr. No Legs. Who's Mr. No Legs in it? Aldo Ray or something? Somebody like that? Oh, Richard Jekyll's in it?
Like, you tend to have like weird sweaty hands.
Oh, it's really a guy with Mr. He really has no legs.
I know, yeah, no, he does like martial arts.
It's got John Egger and Richard Jekyll in it.
It's got a great lineup. Like it's not a bad movie. It's got Rance Howard in it.
Oh, is he? He's got to be fairly young. I bet he still looks old as shit.
He's old as shit.
Yeah. It's like, dude.
This is early 70s.
Jekyll though is one of those actors you can attach to anything because in Dirty Dozen and Green Slime and Grizzly and.
This was like the people who made this. They all worked together because they worked on that Flipper TV show.
Which one? Flipper? Like the dolphin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how like Rico Browning, like the guy who's the creature of the Black Lagoon underwater. He directed this.
That's cool.
And like John Adgar and all these guys and like Paul Rubenstein, they were all like Flipper guys. So I think that was their connection.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the guy met up with the producer of this, and they made like 8 exploitation films. A few of them are lost, but the ones that survived are pretty damn good.
Awesome.
It's like this and Sign of Aquarius.
Nice. Very cool.
This is probably the reason I actually died, because I did not sleep through this. And on the way home, I was driving. This is how loud. I was just recording this just so people can hear how loud the dueling banjos over there is. That's real, folks.
Yeah, it's a room. Oh, okay.
It's easier to hold this way. It's easier to hold on a stick.
Yeah. He goes, Joe goes, do the pee dance. It's like, what's the pee dance? I was just because they go on Amazon for like $75.
It was here earlier. Where? I'm not sure. You guys had a raw Blu-ray, right? Earlier? Raw?
Raw? No, we didn't have it.
Oh, I thought you guys had it. I swore I saw it somewhere. Maybe I was mistaken. I lied to you.
You're a liar.
No good.
I always thought that looked interesting.
It's a cool movie, actually. It's probably the least gory movie about snuff ever.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
Because people spend a lot of money for that. Do you have demons too?
You want to walk around and look, and I'll film you? I'll film you being interested in stuff.
It's kind of weird.
No?
I would just walk away.
Act like it's a nature documentary about Blu-ray collectors.
This has the alternate cut, doesn't it? Later, bye, Jason.
Are you gonna pick up anything today?
I think Jeremiah wanted me to get him that.
Yeah. I hadn't seen Jeremiah. I saw him for a second.
Oh, I think I'm gonna get this actually.
How much?
You guys take cards?
Yes.
3 for $50.
Yeah, $20 or 3 for 50.
I'd rather just give you like $900 for one.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah, look at that. Sounds good. He talks that movie up all the time. He loves that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you'll love it.
Ever to come out, you know.
I think it's right up your alley, dude. If you like the Greasy Strangler and stuff like that, you'll like it. It's more straightforward than the Greasy Strangler, though. Does that make any
not a
fucking
lot
sense?
of wackadoo nonsense that's all in there. It is pretty straightforward.
When you watch it, the photographer in the movie is Evil Dustin Mills, though.
Really?
Yeah, he's great.
All right, man, what's your zip code?
Oh, no.
All right, man. Snakes are all done, so however you have it set up, email. All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Good choice.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting this. I forgot that they released it. Didn't have Raw.
I lied.
Oh, sweet. This movie's fucking awesome.
It's definitely a Cage movie, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt.
That's what I thought. How'd the screening go, Brian?
Went really good.
Yeah, I wanted to go there, but I wasn't there.
What am I looking at? You or the...
You can do whatever the hell you want. I'm not your boss.
I don't...
Not your boss.
Really putting me on the spot here.
I know. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you guys sell
Bed at like 2 a.m. Feel great.
Did you guys sell a decent amount of Gay for Prey?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Cool.
Limited edition, the regular edition, more so the limiteds.
What's the website?
rockbottomvideo.com.
Not .net?
No. Why would it be .net?
Why wouldn't it be? How much for the dicks?
Ask James
No,
Bell.
I don't
He knows all about that.
Is this stick made from your mold?
Yeah.
Do people ask that?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to just like sell it and be like, yeah.
I just say yeah. And then they just feel uncomfortable. Like if they're like, I don't know, I'll just fuck with it too.
Is that a new case for Manure?
Yeah.
I don't
Jeff Sample did that.
Who did?
Jeff Sample. He did the original Manure artwork.
That's pretty cool.
And then he redid it. The disc is the same or anything. I haven't really pushed it because I don't want people to feel like they
have to buy 6 covers from me.
Yeah. I'm not trying to double dip. I just think it's a better cover, so I switched it up.
It's like the art cover version of Pledge Night. I'm just kidding. You have a Tantrum screening go good?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm excited to see it.
Screen again today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go or not. I'll probably peek it and see.
Yeah. Do you have a full room for the Gay for Prey? A decent amount? Yeah? Nice.
There's a couple of seats in back of us that were empty. I think people were afraid to sit.
Did anybody get offended at all?
I heard one person laugh during the abortion scene. That was it.
That's good. Nobody else laughed?
What?
No other laughing?
No, they laughed through the movie, but one person left, physically left her body.
I see.
To a new dimension.
It was probably that kill the bitch line that turned it over. He's like, sorry.
Done with that shit.
He just gets up. He's like, I needed more blood.
It was unbelievable, apparently.
Somebody said it was unbelievable?
No, I'm just assuming, maybe.
I see.
Because there was just little babies.
He's a little baby.
Little baby infants. A lot of blood.
Yeah, my phone says we're going to picture.
Who's Big J? Oh, you signed it Big JC?
Big JC. I signed them all different.
That's great.
I don't like mediocrity, Dave. Yeah, I know this about me.
I'm really.
Excuse me, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you an atheist?
No question. No answer. Don't know, don't care.
I should have gave you, what is it? You should have asked me if said God bless, so I could have had my rant. Enjoy the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.